Well, on this video, we'll be looking at the draw for the 2024 Matchplay. See if we can get, just like last year, all 16 matches. Kind of got them all right, especially when old Dolan beat Slaphead Gerwin. No one saw that coming. I'd like to see how he did, and let's see how we can do again this year. So if we look at the draw here, which I got on the screen, I would probably easily say Humphreys. Don't be surprised if it's about a 10-3, 10-4 win. Bunting, Joyce, you say Bunting's a bit more on form, so you'd probably lean Bunting around a sort of 10-7 mark. Clayton, see, he's really been out of form since his sort of Premier League win a few years back. I mean, Sulky Barney, let's be honest, as soon as he starts going behind in a game, you see that little rubber lip come out, the fucking head shaking. So I'd probably have to wedge Clayton around about a 10-5 mark. Vandenberg, God, the bloody slowest player around, eh? I mean, he puts you off darts even just watching. I mean, Schindler, you could argue Schindler's probably playing the best he's ever played. Vandenberg, yeah, on the back of winning the UK Open. But I just seen Vandenberg's just too negative a player, really. He just doesn't look happy on the board, so I'd probably have to maybe edge Schindler around about a 10-7 mark. Price against Gurney. I mean, Price has been withdrawn a lot lately with back injuries, and I mean, why would he not have back injuries? Look at his new pad he's built. I mean, you'd rather be there than grueling on the bloody tour week in, week out, wouldn't you? But Gurney, I mean, I wouldn't say he's one of the best. I mean, I think he's well past it. His best, what he plays. I mean, you remember what sort of Taylor said in that interview a few years back? He's just boring as hell to watch, isn't he? So you would probably say Price around about, I'd say a good sort of 10-6 win there. Ross Smith against Rock. I mean, Ross Smith, I mean, he's been doing well on the floor lately, hasn't he? So Rock, if he gets in that rhythm, you would probably lean more towards Rock, and I'd say Rock about a 10-6, 10-7 win. Then obviously we've got the reigning champion in Aspinall, which last year's final when he played against Clayton, I mean, it was just Taylor-esque, the way he was throwing. I mean, well, you remember old Clayton, he couldn't do anything, and just praise him and just say, fair play, well done. So here, you would have to lean more towards Aspinall. I'd probably say about 10-4, 10-5 win. I mean, Woodhouse, he's not really, yes, he's got experience lately on the Euro tours, but let's be honest, the match play, it's a different kettle of fish on that. So Nopper, Wade, I mean, you can see Wade's trying to get somewhere near back to his form on the tour, but Nopper, he's just one of those players that will just keep grinding, and he just don't let up, does he? So I'll probably lean more here towards about a Nopper. If I had to take a guess, I'd say Nopper at 10-6. And then we've got probably arguably the most sort of tie in the first round, which everyone's going to be looking forward to. And if you're a seeded player, I don't think you'd want to see your name drawn out against Littler. But here we've got old Slaphead, who's don't really see the big hype on him. You can have Mardo, you can have everyone in the old commentary box talking him up, but I mean, yes, he may have had 2, if not 2 and a bit, 3 years of playing decent. I mean, but you look at sort of Taylor's final year, remember him in the match play? Slaphead, oh, I'm going to do Taylor, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Taylor went up there, whooped his ass, and what happened? Slaphead was crying all the bloody papers and all this, and so I would say he's well past his best, and I would have to easily say Littler would do him. Don't be surprised if it could easily be a 10-4, 10-5 win to Littler. Cullen Dolan. Now that's a match I'd say flip a blooming coin at. 'Cause I mean, yeah, you can say Dolan's going to slow Cullen down and that's going to be part of the mind games. But Cullen, he's been playing okay on the Euro Tours. So I'd probably just about edge Cullen. About a 10-8 win maybe. It's going to be a very tight one. Could easily go either way. But I'd just have to edge Cullen. Old shaky bloody Chisnell. Talk about bloody fidgety when you're chucking your darts. I mean, he's just up there with Richie Burnett, isn't he? I mean, the way he sort of can flex like this. I mean, if you're a youngster watching the game, it's not really ideal person to try and sort of replicate, is it? But Rajowski, see, again, it's another one of them, flip a coin. I'll probably have to just edge Chisnell with the experience and a little bit better form lately on the tour. So I'd probably say it's going to be a tight one. Don't be surprised if it could be a 10-8 maybe Chisnell win. It's certainly not going to be straightforward. And then we've got the old Premier League wooden spoon master and Peter Wright. The same one, if you remember, just leading up to the Premier League, he was slating Luke Humphries ain't gonna qualify, Luke Litter ain't gonna qualify, that they're playing too much. Funny that, right? I don't remember them wrapping up a wooden spoon like yourself. But, I mean, let's be honest, as I'm probably even recording this, I'd imagine Wright's probably changed his darts 3 or 4 times just in me talking, so... I mean, Guild has not really had a good sort of reputation on the match play stage. If you remember when he faced Lewis a few years back, when Lewis done in 10-zip. So that's always going to be in someone's mind, no matter who you play, your sort of main appearance on there, and you're going to keep thinking of that whitewash win. I know he's been on there a few times since, but to be honest with you, this is, I would probably say, arguably the tightest tie to call. You probably would edge Wright maybe a 10-8, 10-9. It's going to be too tight. I wouldn't even want to call that, so I'll just put bloody void in it, because to me that match is just nothing on it whatsoever. And then you got Michael Smith against old Galley. If you remember, Anderson used to sponsor Smith a few years back, early days in the tour. So it's kind of the old master against the apprentice here. I see this again, this is one of them that could go either way. Smith, obviously with Humphries winning the World Cup, obviously part of England, obviously first time since Taylor and Lewis has done it. So that's been quite good, getting the old sort of title back on the old home soil where it belongs. But there's always going to be that bit in the back of your mind. This is a guy who's basically helped Smith really get a bit more in the world of darts. So it's going to be playing on his mind playing Gary, so he's going to be having a bit more respect for him. And the way Gary's been playing lately on the floor, since he's gone back, well, obviously gone from those sort of smooth sort of barrels to those sort of thicker ones at the bottom, I would not be surprised if you see Gary do 10-6, 10-7. I think there could be a little bit of an upset there and Gary to beat Michael Smith. And then we've got Dobie against Edhouse. Yeah, you can say Edhouse has had a little bit of fortunate form on the Euro Tour lately. But the way Dobie is, he's one of them you don't want to be grafting against because they just keep grinding you down. But Dobie's just not been the same player since that semi-final against Cross at the Worlds. Quarter-final against Cross, wasn't it? When he was all those sets up and lost every single one that bounced. And I think that's kind of knocked a lot of his form lately. He doesn't really seem to be that player to want to just get in there and get stuck in since obviously that happened. So I'd still say Dobie would grind it, and I'd probably head easy towards probably about a 10-6 victory there for Dobie. And Cross against Van Veen. I still don't get how the hell Van Veen checks those bloody points. I mean, they're like bloody that, aren't they? But Cross, see, he's suddenly getting in that form again. It's like when he won that Worlds against Taylor, which Taylor was very unlucky to lose, to be honest with you. I mean, Cross just played out of his skin. He never really played like that again, has he? But Cross is starting to hit that form. Do not be surprised. But then see Van Veen, he's hitting the form. He's just going up there, nothing to lose. Obviously, the pressure's going to be on Cross being the seeded player. But I would probably edge Cross about a 10-7 victory there, because Cross is starting to hit that form, which don't know what's taken him so long to do. And Hector against Cyril. Why? If you follow a few of the messages of me on old Hector on old X, obviously a bit of a old wind-up merchant, sending a few of these old sort of photos which kind of look like him, just sort of taking the mick. And again with Hector, is it going to play on his mind when he was with Whitlock, part of Australia in the World Cup? Or those darts, that double for the match that he missed? Yeah, you could argue it. Do I think he's going to win this season against Cyril? No, not with the old sort of old porno fucking 80 tash he's wearing on him. I think he's probably more worried about his look than his game lately, because his standard hasn't been the best. Yes, it's gotten through a few sort of rounds here and there on the floor, but obviously when you're on the match play, that's completely different. So Cyril's going to be going up there in his mind, I'm not seeded, I got nothing to lose. So do not be surprised if Cyril takes that, probably 10-6. So that'll be, well, that's the conclusion to the first round predictions. Will they go that way? You never know. I didn't think I was going to get all 16 right last year, especially Dolan beating Slaphead. That was quite a good prediction. Didn't really see many people calling it. But this year with these predictions, I think they got a chance. You never know. But if I had to try and look at who I would predict to be in the final, definitely on the left hand side, you would probably say it's going to be between Humphreys. See, Aspinall, he's been sort of saying he's got a bit of an injury going on. I would predict it'd be Humphreys or Price. If I had to say if they were in the semi, I'd say Humphreys will beat Price. The other side, the draw, still seems strange saying unseeded Littler. I can see him possibly being against Gary in the other half of the semi. See, Gary's one of them, he's hitting his form, and when he is on form, apart from say Taylor, no one's really going to live with it. So it'd probably be Humphreys against either Anderson or Littler. If I had to edge, don't be surprised if Anderson does get through, but it will be a Humphreys trophy, I reckon. So let me know what you think below.